I'd like you to go ahead, click on like and subscribe and the bell icon before we get started. Hey there everybody, we are at the beautiful Angeles National Forest and we are going to be taking a look at the Acura NSX today. Sometimes you gotta grow up. I'm beginning to find that out. And today, we're gonna review my Acura NSX. But before that, let me tell you about a little dream of a child. This was me and my toys. It's an Acura NSX Hot Wheels. This was actually the best I could ever hope for as a kid. But now that I'm an adult, I graduated from this to a set of these. Acura NSX keys. To my Acura NSX. Why don't we come and take a look at my car and you give me your opinion about it. The Acura NSX is not actually an Acura. For those of you who don't know or might have been living in a cave these past years, this is actually a Honda. The Acura NSX or Honda NSX is actually made in Japan. This car was brought to the United States, but it was not assembled here. Not 1 inch of it. All of it was assembled in Japan. Kind of crazy, right? For starters, one good interesting thing about this car, maybe it's not even interesting to you. I don't know if you realize this, but there's no engine here. The engine's actually in the rear. It's powered by a 3.0 liter, 270 horsepower engine, made by Honda, of course, mated to a 5-speed manual transmission. Interesting facts. So why did I buy the Acura NSX? And the answer, even though it's really simple, it's actually kind of complicated. I decided to buy this car, really, to be completely honest with you, because I did not want a Ferrari. I like the Ferrari. It looks really great. It's a beautiful car, but I was really actually scared of the car because of all the maintenance involved and quite possibly it just spending more time in the garage than actually me being able to drive it. So the NSX for me was a great alternative to not fully commit to like a Ferrari level car, like go into a point where I'm driving a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or maybe even a Maserati. The NSX gave me the opportunity to really drive a car that could be used every day and was friendly and not scary. And to be completely clear with you, when you look at the car from the angle of sitting in it, it's very, very, very nice, very simple. It's not intimidating. It's a nice vehicle. You've got your stick shift here. You've got your radio here with the old cassette player. You've got your instruments with the parking hazard lights, and you've got your turn signals there. You've got your air vents here. You've even got a defroster air vent for your side windows. You're on both sides. And you know what? The car is well thought and well planned. And to be completely clear with you, this car is a great car that is not scary because it has that Honda reliability about it. This might come as a shock to you, but this car isn't really fast. It's not at all fast. It's actually very pleasant to drive. You would think like going faster would make it more pleasant, but it's not. Going slower and actually enjoying your time with the car, that's what it's all about. It's got 5-speed transmission, and when you go up to the canyons, it's fun to drive. When you're driving through the streets, it's fun to drive. When you take it home, it's fun to drive. Another car that you would probably think is fun, but is not, is a Ferrari. I'm not trying to bag on a Ferrari. I'm just saying, this car is everything the Ferrari is not, in a nice way. This not Ferrari car is a great bargain. It's got VTEC, it's got reliability, it's fun to drive, it'll put a smile on your face. And you know what? In a lot of ways, this car looks better than a Ferrari. It's gonna make you feel good about your purchase. So if you're considering buying a car and you have about $30,000 to $100,000 to spare, this might be the car for you. So we've got these headlights and they're tucked away. They're hidden inside the car. But with a flip of a switch, which I'll show you right now, as you can see, there's no real cup holders. There's actually none here, but there is maybe one in the glove box. And that's just it. There's one. But that's one more than you'd get in a Ferrari. This giant stick in the middle of the car, it's not just a stick. It's actually a stick shift. And what it's for is to make the car go fast or go in reverse. But even more than that, it's to make you happy. You shift gears as you're driving down the street, and you shift gears as you're going uphill. In a Ferrari, well, at least in the new ones, you don't get that. You get some flappy paddles, and they usually go right here. But this car is old school. So I know what you're thinking. I could get an old Ferrari. Yeah, you could get an old Ferrari, but I guarantee you it won't shift gears like this thing. So taking a good look at this car, you'll notice in the center, there's no navigation here. And actually this does have a lot in common with a Ferrari, because a lot of Ferraris don't have a navigation here. And this car is a 1995, so there shouldn't be a navigation here. But you know what you notice on this center console here? The fact that it has a stereo and a cassette player. But one other thing, everything is clearly marked and indicated. Everything. All the buttons, they're all nice and big. They look great. It's from a different time. But when you review this car, like I am right now, and you start to really look at it, you notice that there's a common theme with everything. This whole center console right here is functional. And that's really important when you're racing through the streets. So the Acura NSX from 1995 is actually a T-top. What does that mean? The top actually comes off. And what you get is the benefits of a convertible, but without having the rag top, or maybe having to deal with other things that convertibles do to you, like make you feel stupid, because it kind of makes you feel like, wow, you just chopped your roof off. But this car doesn't do that. It makes you feel like you have a solid car, a good car, a car that makes you feel strong like bull. I do have one interesting fact for you. It's not a douchebag car. So if you want a douchebag car, invest in a Ferrari. But if you don't want to be a douchebag, get an NSX. Why is the NSX respected and not hated? It gets really simple. Because of all the reasons I listed before. It's reliable, it's pleasant to drive, it'll always put a smile on your face. You can't say any of that about a Ferrari. As a matter of fact, you can't even say one of those things about a Ferrari. I challenge you to go get a Ferrari that's better than this car. It won't happen. But you know what? If you have time and you have the money, buy an NSX. I'd like you to go ahead, click on like and subscribe and the bell icon.